Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. So this is Donnie from the ALLGRIT.CLUB, and we've got Herman Liebenberg here, which is a personal trainer and a personal fitness coach from Bloemfontein. He's got a company called HLConditioning, and he's going to join me this morning on our in-place 30-minute interview run. So basically the idea is we're going to start like this, and I'm going to ask Herman to give a little bit of guidance as well. I'm a novice compared to him. So, okay, welcome, Herman. Hope everything's going well on that side.
Yeah, everything's great. Thank you. Hope you are okay there as well.
Okay, so Herman, tell us a little bit about where are you at the moment? This is 6 a.m. in South Africa, our first morning of lockdown. Where do you find yourself?
Yeah, well, so I'm in my living room. My wife and my daughter are still sleeping, and I just went outside, and it's nice chilly. So yeah, it's great. I'm in my living room. It's great to wake up early and to get the day started in the right way.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it is. I think for me at least, part of the most important things that we should do the next 21 days is to keep a routine, some form of a routine going. And I think at least something that's really important is to stay fit and to stay active and to actually wake up and not resort to just binge watching Netflix and waking up at 10 in the morning. Because I think if you start your program off like that, it's going to be a very unproductive 21 days. So now is a good time to get our fitness and our routine in order. So Herman, tell us a little bit about what got you into the fitness industry. Why did you decide to become a trainer?
So I've always been doing sport, and any kind of sport, whatever the school had as an option for me to do. And I got injured in my final year, so I missed most of my rugby, which I didn't like that much. So I decided, let's do something that I can help people with. Maybe try and help them not get injured, get them recovered faster, and just to enjoy the sport they love. So ended up studying human movement science, and then I did my year in honors in sports science. So, and yeah, it became my passion. I loved helping people. I love getting you where you thought you never would have got. And yeah, it's amazing just to see how people grow, how they get to know themselves, how they get to push themselves. And it's amazing to be a part of a journey like that.
Awesome, Herman. But the thing is, you okay? So you attended Bloemfontein, Koffsies, is it? The University of Bloemfontein.
Yes. Yeah, I did 4 years at Koffsies.
4 years of at Koffsies, and then after university, where did you go?
So the plan was to go to London, do some training, and go on to the luxury cruise lines. That didn't work out that well. I didn't like the way the system worked. I wanted to work with people. So I ended up coming back after a month, and I have no plan. So 2 months later, I got a job in India. Wasn't sure if I must go, stay home, go, stay home. So at the end of the day, I decided, let's just go. Let's just have this great adventure. And I spent a year in Mumbai. My wife lived there with me. So in Mumbai, I worked with cricket players mostly. So I had players from 4 of the 9 IPL teams, 8 IPL teams, and also a few guys that's still playing for India at the moment. So yeah, it's amazing. I built some contacts, some friends, and I think I knew where I wanted to go in my career, and yeah, the life of a sports scientist. So that was quite amazing, great experience.
Awesome. Yeah, that must have been really interesting to live in India as a young couple. I don't think a lot of young couples get that opportunity. That must have broadened your horizons quite a bit.
Oh, it did, definitely. Just to be on your own. You don't have anybody to help you. You see all your loved ones just over a screen like we're chatting now. And yeah, you just get to enjoy and get to travel and get to see things that you never, you never would have even imagined seeing and getting to get to know new culture and some kind of a reality check, I guess.
Yeah.
So that was great.
And okay, so then you guys came back. In which year did you come back to South Africa?
So I finished my studies 2013, went over 2014 and came back 2015.
Okay. And then from 2015, no, that's about 4 years ago, right? 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah,
So
yeah, a little
where
bit
did
longer. So I started working at a private practice here in Bloem, where I worked for just over 5 years. Also, I worked with some professional athletes, also a few cricket players, Olympic 800-meter athlete, a few professional golfers, endurance athletes, I had adventure racers. So it's nice. I got to experience working with a lot of different sporting codes. So I went from power athlete to endurance athlete to almost the team setup, individuals, triathlons. So it was amazing. I got to experience sport in a whole bigger way than I could ever imagine. And so that was for just over 5 years. And as any young guy, I had a little bit of ambition to start my own thing. And that's when I first started with a page for myself, just to, get my work out there in the world and try to change the way people think about fitness, try to get my perspective over to people, just to get them interested in it and see the way I think, the way I want to do things. And so last year I decided, let's just go for it. So I started my own business, and well, I started in Jan, not the best time to start your own business with this Corona, but it's going great. It's growing and I'm enjoying it. It's amazing.
Herman, I think that's that's awesome that you guys started this, and that's what always amazes me about South Africa, and especially the young people, is that the amount of entrepreneurship and initiatives that that we're offering here and that we're starting to grow is quite amazing. So, but one thing I want to ask you is, if just looking at you, I mean, you look like an Ironman triathlete, and you probably are an Ironman triathlete. What catches us here as normal folk, and I group myself in that category, as you can hear from the panting here, is the fact that a lot of these top these coaching offerings, like the ones you have from HLConditioning, is feels a little bit inaccessible for the normal folk. Is that your target market? Is it guys that's already fit, that's already got an exercise program going? Or do you take people any shape, any size, any age, and you can help them to grow from 0 to hero? Is that more or less the idea, or what's your target market?
So for me, the thing has always been, I think like any young guy, you want to work with the best. You want to get to know the best. But that's amazing. If you get the opportunity, that's awesome. You get exposed to systems and professionalism and stuff like that. That it's on a different level from the normal guy. But so I like that. But I love helping a guy do his first 10K, or I love helping the guy, any person, like for instance, you mentioned Ironman and stuff. I've helped a few athletes, I can call them athletes, do a half Ironman. Like they told me before the race, like, there's no way I'll be able to do this. And with the right guidance and by just believing in a person, I believe that if you believe in one athlete, they change their whole idea about themselves as well. They get this kind of self-belief, and I don't know, just you've got their back. And with every session, with every just how you communicate with them, how you believe in them, how you motivate them. And it's just amazing to see at the end of the day when they cross that finish line, the amount of, I know, it's so rewarding, not for me, but for them. And then it's rewarding for me. So yes, I like working with the pros and, the guys that's doing it for a living, but helping a guy that didn't think he would be able to do a 5K or a 10K or even a, whatever race it is, that's almost more rewarding for me. And as long as I can make a difference in someone's life, as long as I can educate them, as long as I can just get them to realize how great they can become, then I'm sorted and I'm happy. So yes, I love working with the guy that, that I can contribute to and help getting him to a new level.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think that's, yes, that plays such a massive role in any form of education. I'm a lecturer at Stellenbosch University, and I see that when I work with students a lot. It's just the amount of motivation. That's actually all people want. Nah? It's just somebody to tell them that, hey, you can do this. And I'm going to help you do that. And that makes a massive difference. Yeah, so, okay, so you've got your HL conditioning, that's what it's called, né? HL conditioning.
So it's basically just short for Herman Liebenberg conditioning. So I just wanted to throw something from me in there, and so I came up with HL conditioning.
Ah, it's a cool name, it's a cool name. And at the moment, you have your own gym, or do you still use a personal gym in Bloemfontein?
Yeah, so I'm just renting space, but it's actually an amazing opportunity. I have the entire gym for myself about 80% of the day, so it's basically my own gym.
Awesome.
But hopefully in the near future, which I don't know what this Corona thing might turn out to be, but hopefully by next year sometime I can open up my own facility exactly the way I want it. So that's what dreams are for. So we'll see.
Excellent. But also now, I think in the midst of this of the COVID-19 issue, is that guys like you in the fitness industry are probably going to start making more use of online facilities like the ones we're doing now. So is that's on the roadmap for you?
Definitely. I have been doing online coaching and using various platforms for that, but this forces us to you have to think in a different way now. I have to make my programs and my expertise and my passion available to more people, and also I believe more accessible to the ones that does not know me yet. So I'm working on a few things to get my work out there and just to reach more people. So I'm trying to see how effective it's going to be and maybe where we can work on it a bit and improve the system and improve the quality of the programs, because most people don't have any equipment at home. So it takes some trainers think, oh, it's easy, I just write one program and give it for 3 weeks. But people like variety, and people like to know and to feel that you're doing effort and you're thinking and you continuously trying to improve it. So I need to work on a system that's still gonna replicate what we're doing at the gym. So some hard work lying ahead.
Okay, but the people that can join in, like for example, on this online initiatives that you have, which we will post on our site. I'll put some more notes in the show notes on our site at ALLGRIT.CLUB. But these online initiatives, people standing in a garage, like for example, I'm doing here with the baby pram there, my vehicle, my bicycle, things like that now around me. I don't have weights. I don't have all these wonderful dumbbell machines and things like that.
Yeah.
do you have something that can help us as well? People that can't really go out, Sportsman's Warehouse is closed, all the sports shops are closed. What can we do now? Is there something that you can
Yeah,
offer?
definitely. So I've been looking at doing a few Facebook Live videos, because that gives access to almost anybody just to join in. And so the aim will be that I'm going to design programs that you can use your body weight for. So there's so many exercises, and if you're clever and you just think about a few combos, and programs doesn't need to be too long. If you just target the right muscles and take the right approach, there's so many we can still do. So I'm planning on doing 3 sessions a week, more or less. I'll just see what many people are interested in it. So my plan is to do sessions that's only body weight based. We'll include a chair or a platform just to step on, do a few things, and you can take a towel as a mat, so you don't need a fancy towel to lie on. You can bring a pillow just to make an unstable surface if we might need one, and then just a water bottle and your towel. So there's definitely ways to do it. And as I mentioned earlier, that's a way to get my work and contribute to everybody at home. Because I believe that you need to give something out in this time. So if I can make my work accessible to as many people as possible, then that's a way for me to help get everybody through this 21 days.
Awesome, thank you. And I think that's a great attitude. I think that's the type of attitude of the people that's offering service offerings in this time, is to see where and how we can help the community to have a sense of community. Know that isolation doesn't mean complete isolation. There's a whole virtual world of which people might not be aware of, and normal routine and exercise doesn't really have to stop, né? So but I think sorry, go on, Herman.
The nice thing is we all have time now, and most of us have access to a laptop. We've got Wi-Fi at home, so there's no reason not to join in. There's no reason not to, there's so many things out there. So it's a must. It's a must to start your day like this. It's a must to get a gap during the day, just break a sweat and get healthier. It's good for you. So
yeah. So we've got almost about 7 minutes left. So I'm gonna ask you something about your personal aspect now. You were expecting a baby now in the next few days, aren't you?
Yeah, crazy. So as I mentioned, my wife and daughter are still sleeping, and we've got a son on his way. So he's due on Tuesday, and bit of a stressing time. We got a scary phone call yesterday about so my wife's getting cesarean, and they first said that I'm not allowed to go in. I just had to drop her off at the hospital and come and pick her up 4 days later. So lucky for me, they changed that. So I'm allowed to go in with the C-section, and afterwards I get to meet my son, hold him for a while, and then I need to go home and only go and pick them up after 3 or 4 days.
Oh,
but
no.
Besides that, it's a scary time, but it's so amazing to get a new life in the family and knowing that I'm getting a little boy. So that's amazing.
Yeah, congratulations. It sounds like you guys are awesome parents to have. And I mean, you're still young, and I think that's such a great thing, is that you're probably going to run around with your kids until the age of 70. So by doing what you're doing.
I said that for my daughter, when she loves running, so wherever we go, she's like, "Papa, let's run. And so I'm making this joke that for her 18th birthday, I'm going to buy her an entry to a half Ironman. And of course, I'm going to have to buy a new bike. And of course, I'm going to have to get an entry in a new bike as well. So
yeah, it's part of the family. It's part of family improvement, né? Isn't
exactly.
that it? One strategy that I took that worked quite well is it was about last year. I think last year or the year before that. I can't remember now. But as any irresponsible young person sometimes does. Not that I'm very young, but I am sometimes irresponsible. I bought a vehicle that yes, affording the monthly payments was exceptionally hectic for us. So then we decided, my wife drew a line and said, we should now think about selling this expensive car of yours that drives to Stellenbosch and back. So, and then you've got to make a plan. So what I did is I said, okay, cool, I'll cycle in and out. And then by doing that, I didn't feel so bad spending some money on this wonderful steed of mine over here.
Nice.
So yeah, so I think maybe after this, this personal lockdown, people will have this hunger for doing a little bit more commuting, a little bit more physical exercise, not relying on cars and those type of traffic where they can, obviously. So I think that's a place where there's going to be some good improvements. I think in America, or is it Europe, they've already started to see the effect of carbon emissions on the environment. A lot less people are driving. So
yeah, I saw that. It's pretty amazing, huh? And it's amazing just to see the potential that the Earth has, and how we started to ruin it a bit. And it's just, I can just imagine how beautiful it must be there with all the pollution gone.
So I think it is a horrible situation that's striking the planet, but perhaps there's some good stuff that's going to come from it as well. Some positive aspects that one can take out of this experience. And I think if we stick together as a nation, I hope that at the end of this whole thing, we come out as a stronger, united front. If we solve this problem and tackle this problem, maybe we can tackle much bigger problems after that. So, so I'm, in a respectable way, excited about this next period of ours. I do pray that the health and medical effects on the population will be not as severe as a lot of people predict, but yeah, I think that's at least my 2 cents on the situation. So so you guys have a routine going at home? Okay, well, you have a very interesting routine coming up now with the baby that's being born, but but you live on a farm, not a farm, a plot, as we call it.
Yeah. So we're fortunate enough to have some space outside that we can go. I can go for a jog still in my own space. So that's quite amazing. There's a lot of room here for my daughter to ride a bicycle, and she loves the outdoors. So we're lucky enough to have a few animals around, a few horses and stuff for her. Just because she's a nature lover, and to try and keep that little girl in a house is going to be so tough. Yeah. So, but routine so far, you have to get some kind of routine. And I told my wife I still need to do some work, so I set out working hours for me every day. So I'm going to try and spend as much time with my daughter and with my wife, but still try to get my normal work in. So I set out about 2 to 3 hours in the morning and 2 to 3 hours later in the day, because I have stuff to do, and I believe if you're not going to make the time to do it, then procrastination is king. So so I'm going to try and get there until Tuesday at least, and then try and find a new schedule, a new routine when the little guy is home, or when he's on his way. So I'm going to try and fit that in as well.
I think you guys are going to do all right. You know why? Because you've got a positive attitude, and you're tackling this problem in a systematic way, setting out hours to work and just staying positive. I think that's the key. Stressing and anxiety, that gives you something to do, but it doesn't really help you. And so I think well done. Well done for doing that. Okay, we've got about 30 seconds left. So on this run, I hope anybody that listened in can listen to this podcast, but the key is then to also run. Keep fit, keep your heart rate up a little bit. Herman, thank you very much for taking the time on this Friday morning at 6, first morning of the lockdown, to talk to us. We'll put all the links to your websites and offerings on the show notes at ALLGRIT.CLUB. And yeah, let's see what we can do. I hope our community sees you again in with some live exercise sessions to get the blood pumping. Yeah, thank you very much, Herman, and all the best with the birth that's coming up. You guys sound like awesome parents, so I'm sure you're gonna sort this out easily. Okay.
It's been
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, Herman, thank you very much.
Thanks, man. Cheers, man. Thank you.